Oh no, hold up. So today, 15 hours ago, NASA, I'm gonna subscribe to them. This will be the first time I'll be live on this channel. Well, the second time, wow, we are actually live. So I'll be having a thumbnail after this stream, so, yes sir.
Miles per hour, 83 miles downrange.
I'm not watching that stream actually because
Proving.
So let's go back to the beginning. This is gonna be not the longest stream. I'm not gonna be streaming for a whole hour just watching a launch. But it'll probably be like 20 minutes or 10 minutes. This is part 1. So if you guys want me, guys do enjoy, subscribe, drop a like. The boys on the road to 100 to 10 subscribers. I'm sorry, my mistake. Let's get into the official launch to the moon.
Determined to explore.
I don't know how long until that pops up. Okay, so it's getting ready. It will be lifting off to the moon in 2 hours and 3 minutes, so that's cool. This is something new. I want to do a new reaction live. Alright, here we go. The audio just went off.
You are looking at the world's most rocket and Orion spacecraft live on launch pad 39B.
What?
Artemis 1 embodies the hard work of thousands across the world determined to explore for the benefit of all. Welcome, and thank you for joining us live at Kennedy Space Center, where the energy here is palpable as we attempt to make history today. I'm Megan Cruz, and this is NASA astronaut Kayla Barron. Kayla, great to have you here again.
So awesome to be here tonight.
Well, some of you may know this, but Kayla served as a mission specialist for NASA's SpaceX Crew 3 mission. It launched to the International Space Station in November of last year, and she lived and worked there for about 6 months. Today, I am thrilled to have her here with me to talk about this rocket behind us illuminating beautifully the night sky here in Florida.
Yeah, it's so awesome to be here tonight.
Oh,
when I
Florida. That's cool.
first walked up and saw the view from the desk here, I was just blown away by how close it is and what an awesome view it's going to be when we get to launch time.
Yeah, it's a magnificent view, and I know you're especially excited about this because if we launch today, this will be the first launch that you actually see from the ground.
Exactly. I've never been able to come see a launch in person, except for my own, of course, but that's a little bit different perspective.
Very different, yeah.
But to be here for the world's most powerful rocket and the first test flight of Orion and SLS is just amazing.
Yeah. So our 2-hour launch window opens at 1:04 a.m. Eastern Time. So Kayla, tell everyone, why are we returning to the moon?
We are returning to the moon to learn more about it. The moon is a perfect place to learn more about our solar system, how the moon formed, but also how the Earth and the rest of our solar system formed. And we know so little about it. There's a lot to learn by returning there and doing some awesome geology work, but it's also the perfect...
Keep continuing. Yeah.
Exploring further into our solar system and eventually going to Mars.
Right.
We need to test all the operations concepts, all the equipment, habitats, rovers, suits, all of these things. And so it's the perfect place to test all of those things out and learn the things we need to do something that's...
That looks cool, like, when they put the camera like that. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. Nothing in the chat yet. Alright, cool.
Almost hard to wrap your head around going all the way to another planet.
Absolutely. Really ambitious goals, and it all starts here with Artemis 1. So Artemis 1 is the first flight test of NASA's brand new Space Launch System, or SLS rocket. It's the world's most powerful rocket and will send an uncrewed Orion spacecraft farther around the moon than any of the Apollo missions before it. Artemis 2 will be the first crewed mission around the moon, and then Artemis 3 will use a brand new human landing system to bring astronauts to the surface of the moon. Future Artemis missions will dock to Gateway, NASA's lunar orbiting space station, before descending to the moon. So, Kayla, what must we demonstrate with Artemis 1 before we put astronauts on board for those future crewed missions?
This is our first integrated test flight of the rocket, the Space Launch System rocket, and Orion, the capsule that crew will fly in on Artemis 2. And so it's really important for us to put all of those systems together and actually send them to do a mission, test all those systems in real time in concert together. We do a lot of testing before we get to this moment, before we get to launch.
Yeah, that's what.
Day, but it's not integrated, and we're not actually putting the systems under all of the real-world stresses they're going to see. Right. So we want to see the rocket perform. We want to see Orion make it around the moon, go super deep into space, and then come home and successfully re-enter. So the heat shield actually has to withstand.
You guys see that in the video? I don't know, but not in like me. But I'm talking about like in the what I'm watching. Hopefully, you guys can see that.
The fastest and hottest re-entry we've ever seen in human spaceflight. So that's a big thing we want to see. The heat shield perform successfully, and then of course recover the vehicle and test all of that. So it's a lot, but it's the important first step before we put crew on the vehicle.
Yeah, lots of eyes on this one for sure. So tanking of the rocket began at 4:30 this afternoon. NASA's Daryl Nail is inside with the launch team and has some information about an issue they're currently working.
Right, Megan.
Oh. That's bad. There's an issue.
The launch director gave the go for tanking shortly after 3 p.m. this afternoon. But as of right now, there is a red crew, as they are named, a specially trained team of individuals out at the pad making an unplanned change to a replenish valve on the liquid hydrogen side. There are 2 technicians and a safety representative that are right now working inside the mobile launcher. It's in an open air area that has a replenish valve that goes to the liquid hydrogen side of the core stage. Now this happened roughly earlier this evening, probably about an hour ago, when
that's pretty cool.
Leak was detected at the core stage liquid hydrogen valve by the launch team here inside Firing Room 1 at the Launch Control Center. Unfortunately, the team here was unable to remedy the leak remotely, and so it became necessary to send a crew of individuals, called the Red Crew, out to the launch pad to make a hands-on fix, so to speak, to that valve. What they're doing is they're torquing down bolts that are on the valve. They believe that by torquing these bolts...
I'm just saying the camera angle looks fire, I'm not gonna lie. How they're doing it.
Down, they'll get a better seal on that replenish valve, and that should remedy the leak. The leak was detected by the hazardous operations team here inside the launch control when the percentage of hydrogen went
you guys. I'm just trying to check.
Above 1%. Now that's significant for this particular area because it is an open air location. The skid valve that runs the liquid hydrogen into the core stage, and we had reached replenish when this leak was detected. Over on the liquid hydrogen side, of course, there's 2 tanks on the core stage, liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. Both had been topped and gotten into replenish.
I don't know, but alright, let's keep continuing this before I end the stream soon.
When this leak was detected, currently liquid oxygen is topped off.
-4 oxygen? Sheesh.
And stable in replenish.
Right,
but the liquid hydrogen is in stop flow at the moment, which will prevent them from proceeding forward with a launch until that leak is remedied. Again, this Red Crew is inside the area, inside the blast danger area, working inside the mobile launcher, torquing down those nuts that are associated with the replenish valve for the liquid hydrogen side of the core stage. Of course,